What can I do for you?
Well, this morning I came to talk to you because we're kind of interested in the ways our foreparents used to live, and we're here to hear your life story growing up as a child to this day.
Yes, my dear darling. Your days are happy days. You all are so privileged. And it's so much you all have now comparing to my days. My days was hard days. I was actually brought up in Kingstown.
Okay.
And I went to the Methodist school in Kingstown. And I used to live at French's. And I had to walk from French's to the Methodist school, back for lunch, back to school. But now, you all don't even want to walk a half a mile. You have the taxi. You have so much today to our day. It was so hard, but of course, all my relatives lived in Bequia. So I used to come home quite often, especially on the long holidays. And then, in those days, we did not even have boats with engines. You see, we had small boats with sail. That's where I used to travel 9 miles across the sea to get home for school holiday.
Okay.
And it was so rough sometimes. You are hours beating on that sea coming home. Then in the latter days, we had a sloop, a schooner called a Whistler. Well, that had engine, and it used to make it faster for us to get home. In Bequia, it was not easy, child, as it was in St. Vincent, because we didn't have much vehicles. Just a few of those old Ford cars I could remember in my days. And in Bequia, well, we didn't have nothing like vehicle. If we want something in Port Elizabeth, we had to put it on foot, back and forth, to buy what we want in Port Elizabeth.
What the roads here?
No, sweetheart, we had little booty tracks. As a matter of fact, as if we used to hopscotch, because there were stones all in the road. We didn't have paved roads, we had the dirt road. And you are all so privileged now. You don't walk barefoot even in your yard home. But our shoes was our 10 commandments, our 10 toes. Those were our shoes, darling. Our best worn shoes in those days was the soft shoe. And you know what we used to call those shoes? The washicang. And when we put on those shoes going to school, oh, we feel like a queen. Didn't have all these glamorous looking shoes. Sweetheart, it was rough in Bequia. It was rough. There were hardly any cisterns for water. Only a few of the well-to-do people had cistern. So our main source for catching water used to be cantons and barrels. That's what we used to catch rainwater from. Catch them and hold them. To wash, we didn't have much clothes. Clothes was limited, darling. So we didn't have to wash every day like now. And in those days when you catch the water, you have to try and use it with limit. You see that well down there? They call it retreat well. That was the main source of water. We used to have more of the salt water than rainwater, because rain never used to come quite often. So when you get the little rain, you had to save it. I know. I can